All right, we're back. This is the Daily Dirt, Dustin Diggs. I'm here with stand-up comedian Brendan Olson is here, folks. Let's give him a round of applause here. Actually, I might sound effects things off, but I'll just do one of these. Yes!
Like a minute ago, what happened?
Great stand-up comedian. I met you a couple of years ago. You did the Comic Spotlight. Funny guy, very funny. Top 10 on my list. I swear to God, top 10. And that says a lot because there's a lot of great comedians in St. Louis. But
that's very true.
I just had to get you on this show because you had this video you put out.
Yeah, I mean,
last week. You're addressing the recent controversy and rumors being spread about you in the St. Louis comedy scene. I guess it's real hard being a stand-up. It's very tribal with all these different stand-up comedians. There's a lot of shit talking.
Yeah, and honestly, this is unprecedented. The kind of negative attention that I'm getting for this claim is absolutely ridiculous.
And so this rumor started how many months ago?
Honestly, it's grown very big in just a short period of time, and it's been like 3 weeks maybe. Originated from a St. Louis comic named Sam Lyons, who he's a nobody.
So basically, just like something went viral within like a fucking heartbeat.
So the same guys out spread rumors about you on the comedy scene.
Yeah, and it's honestly, it like really hurts my feelings because I really try to treat everybody with respect on the scene. And I'm not a person that spreads rumors, but like when you're gonna run your mouth and you have my name in your throat, then I'm gonna address it, just straight on. So that's what I was just doing in this video.
All right, well, let's play this video for the audience, and they can be the judge here, and then we'll address more about it when we get back. But here's the video that he put out.
Get your popcorn out, kids.
Oops.
What's up?
This video, because I generally try to treat a lot of people with respect in the St. Louis comedy scene, and I try to be very welcoming and kind, and it seems like that feeling of respect isn't being returned to me. There's been a rumor going around for a couple weeks now being spread by a very specific St. Louis comedian, and it's pernicious and blatantly false and frankly ridiculous. The rumor, which I loathe to even address or give attention to, is that I have somehow turned my son into my dog, and that's why I haven't posted any pictures of him, or that's why I posted a picture of Snubs on Elliot's first day of school, or everybody's first day of school, instead of an actual picture of him. And this is being spread by the ridiculous comedian Sam Lyons, which I thought was my friend, but I can prove without a doubt today that is not true, because here's Snubs.
It's baby.
Here's my wonderful dog, Snubs.
That was a dog.
Not Elliot, as you can see. And here is Elliot sleeping in his bed. Really comfortable. I'm not going to wake him up because I'm not going to disturb my son's slumber on a baseless rumor. But as you can see, Elliot sleeping, Snubs, two separate people. So, Sam Lyons, keep my fucking name out of your mouth.
Woo!
There it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, what was Sam's response to this? I mean,
Cancel.
Nothing. He hasn't said anything to me.
I mean, it's possible if we wanted to, we could call Sam up on the show, but it's up to you if we want to go that route. But if you're watching, you can reach out to us and then we can talk about these rumors you're starting about my friend over here. So
I don't think he will. I don't think he has the courage to reach back out to us.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
So I can look it up right now, and
I'll tell you what. When I watched that video though a couple weeks ago, I was like, "Oh man, this is because I read the description, and I watched it for the first 15 seconds. I was like, probably even 20 seconds before you lift the dog up. I thought it was real, like because you see these videos on. I see these videos of people like put everything, their laundry out on Facebook, and they just tell you everything about themselves on Facebook. Everybody wants to like do that. So when you did that, I was just laughing my ass off when I was sitting there watching, and I just started laughing when the dog Do you see a lot of people put their dirty laundry? Do you ever put your dirty laundry on Facebook, Keenan?
Depending on the person, not most likely. I could play safe, but like if you really get under my skin, it's like, okay, well, hold my beer, hold my keys, hold my wallet. Got to roast somebody. Like I could be respectful on it, and I could be a bigger man on it. But like I said, in your case, the fact that it was addressed to you, you know, you did okay. You did okay. And you want to kind of clear the people. Like, it was all false. So, but like when it comes to that type of pressure, like what's most likely? What most likely would you do if it was not that big of a deal?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna address it like head on. You know, that's just my style. It's the way I do things. It's how I roll. I'm like a person who does that. I don't have an example of somebody who does that.
Cause I mean, you seem like a guy with heart. And you got a good family. You got a dog. It's like, hey, there you go. He's a good man.
Well, I try to be.
We all got our skeletons. Go figure. But you know, at the same time, it's just like people are trying to start something because they want to get the name out.
Yeah, yeah. And
go ahead.
I was to say Sam and I are super close. Usually, you know.
Yeah.
I've known him for a long time. He was starting the scene about the same time that I did. So, and he just came to me, and he said this to me. We were at Helium, the Helium Comedy Club, and he came to me. He was like, "Hey, man, why'd you turn your son into a dog?" I just had to take it from there. Couldn't let it get out of hand, you know.
Right.
So what brought him to asking that? Like what was going through his head?
Well, first of all, Sam just likes to give me shit. That's a big part of it. But also, I do generally post a lot of pictures of my son on Facebook. But I hadn't, because we just gotten this new dog, and it's a puppy, and I was flooding my feed with pictures of my dog because I'm obnoxious. And
Yeah.
And he just offhand comment to me, and I just took it and rolled with it. But I also, Elliot's first day of school, starting second grade, had just passed, and honestly, I just forgotten to take a picture of him because everybody was posting pictures of their kids, you know,
On their first day, right?
First day of school back then. I was like,
looking all fresh.
shit, I didn't take a picture, so I took a picture of my dog, and I just posted. I was like, hey, I didn't take a picture of my son, so here's the snubs, and that's how it got the whole thing started.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pet. You know, it's cute. People like to see pets.
That's true. Yeah.
It's funny how like nowadays people just take pictures of everything. Like people take pictures of their food before. I just don't understand like taking pictures
Because it
of your
looks
food before
delicious.
you're going to eat it. I mean, why not just eat the Why not just eat the motherfucker? Your steak,
I never do food. If anything, it just be my toys or games. But like food,
Well,
you see my profile.
okay, you got your toys and games over there, Keenan. Okay, well, good.
But yeah, food. Hey, looks delicious.
What's some other things that you see people like take pictures of and post on Facebook, and you're kind of like, well, like why?
I can't say anything too odd. I mean,
the food thing just kills me. It's like people take pictures of their food.
I mean, unless you be like a food critic and it's like, oh, this shit's nasty. Don't ever get it.
I think I should just start that when I go to McDonald's, just take pictures of my chicken nuggets, like just something every time I eat, just even if it's all like garbage.
Get that right sauce.
Right.
Like I don't know if I've ever seen anything weird, especially with just collect like, oh, I collect rocks or okay, I collect cars. I see people do shoes.
Yeah. Honestly, I'll own it up to it. I'm a person. I take pictures of my food.
Okay. I mean, I'm just.
Yeah, no. And honestly, it's just because I like attention.
Oh, that's the reason why people. Oh, now I understand on Facebook then.
Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I get a lot, and it's usually it's stuff that I cook because I do like to cook. But so I'll snap pictures of it, and I'll put like some effort into like getting the lighting right and making sure it's presentable, and then I'll take a picture of it. But every time I get that like, it's like I want to, I want to die a little bit less. So,
I mean, you got a good example out of that. Like, hey, I'm a cook, so
Right.
if you ever want to see what I make, here you go. But like, just out of nowhere, you know, I like, hey, I'm at Applebee's. That's what I'm eating. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's some pet peeves.
Oh, that's quick.
Y'all going, man?
All right, I hope you brought my change.
Hey, give me that one of them damn beer openers you got there.
My God, you got like. I hope
This
you guys
dude
can
came
drink
with the
18.
pack.
Yeah. All right.
All right, where's my change at?
Huh?
My change.
Hey, look. Check this out.
That's why you don't give money to a bum.
Check this out. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't go for that one. I'm not no fucking bum. Here you go.
Don't go for the juggler.
There you go. I'm not
Do you have a bottle opener? I don't know.
Yes, I do.
Here. I'm not no fucking bum.
I don't know where my other one went to. But
Still call.
shit.
That's why you give him. That's why you don't give him money to bums.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, he might have one.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 So
It's your guess.
You didn't have one?
JMT is here. He brought the beer for everyone, so we're gonna have a good podcast.
Thank
here,
you,
so.
JMT.
Nah, you bought the beer, man.
Right,
You
man.
know,
I
give
brought-
me your
I-
fucking.
I
The
bought
bum
the-
has to give you your change back.
Oh,
Remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I triggered him with the bum comment. Sorry, Jay.
That's ankle.
No, we're just
Yeah,
talking
no,
about
you're absolutely right, man.
What's,
I mean,
what's annoying things people put on Facebook? I was saying pictures of their food. What's some annoying things that you see? I really don't like looking at people's kids. I'm just kidding.
Me neither. I,
mean,
don't like looking at my own
well,
kids.
I mean. Well, let me ask you a question. If you're not a millionaire and you're hardworking or whatever, aren't you really considered a bum? You're still considered a bum, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay,
Well,
so maybe he's telling the truth.
Are you guys familiar with this site that's, I guess, it started in Wentzville, like the end is near kind of site?
Yeah, we know about that.
No.
End is near
So,
shit. You never heard of the end is
No.
near?
The-
All over Facebook, the end is near, so let's drink beer. That shit.
Yeah. But
Okay,
like,
yeah.
to get likes on that,
What
you
about-
see, you have to show your
Oh, he
boobs.
blew up. He blew up, man.
Well,
he blew up.
No, I wish I could get the guy on the podcast. So if you're watching, but it's
We got ways.
but to get likes on that page, you got to have a beer in your hand and show your boobs.
Yeah,
Like
perfect.
if you get that, you're gonna get over like 300
yeah.
likes on that site.
Call him over.
But you already knew that. You already knew that, man. I mean,
But does it say in the description, or it's just kind of like people just kind of learn from the
They
site?
read that and it's
I
like
don't-
bait.
Yeah.
It's basically bait talk.
You know, I might be able to help you. One of my coworkers is close friends with the guy that started that, and so I got in pretty early, and I lasted in that group like maybe 3 weeks, and I was done with it.
why were you done with it?
I mean, it got very political very fast.
That controversy.
And
How?
in the okay, so it's a it's a lot of very rural white people.
Okay.
From Wentzville and then like Fenton area.
Troy.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, it was supposed to be just like post your drink and, you know, let's all drink while COVID's happening. Because this was like early.
It happened right
Yeah.
during COVID. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And then it just became like, I don't know, people posting like Blue Lives Matter shit and stuff like that. Like,
okay.
and, you know, if that's
They
your
went that
thing,
far.
if that's your thing, whatever. But this wasn't the group for it, you know. And like nobody else was in here posting like other political ideologies or anything along with their beer thing. It was just so it just
Hey,
got
take
really
a picture of your beer.
obnoxious. Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Do you think Blue Lives Matter?
We don't get in those conversations on this
I'm about to
podcast.
say we can't do it.
Now-
I mean, he brought it up. I'm just saying.
I'll get into it if you're comfortable with that.
I just don't
I
get into
forgot about this guy. Yes.
I just want to talk comedy and stuff, but about
The
site-
ultimate diplomat over here, man. This dude right here.
Well, I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I just try to get a mass audience of people to tune in. You know, I don't want to be too controversial with shit. Sorry about that.
Welcome to
Sorry.
society.
Well, hold on,
Sorry
wait, hold
about that.
on.
I'm sorry.
Why'd you say damn?
It's like, damn.
Like there's a doubt in that. I mean, you'll tell people yourself you're a diplomat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You
yeah,
play
yeah,
diplomat
yeah,
all the time.
I just tell people I'm a black guy, and then there you go. How you doing?
But let's just talk about the end here, then we'll go into your Blue Lives Matter thing. Okay?
No, it's not my Blue Lives Matter. I mean,
Okay.
he said it got very political, and then
well,
Blue
right.
Lives Matter,
The
you
group
know,
did,
and then
yes.
blah 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 blah.
But
So, I
I'm
mean,
just saying, I posted like some
don't have
comedy
to get
stuff.
into it.
And
I don't wanna
did
get
you
into
post any of your comedy stuff on that site, like on the group page?
No, I didn't post any comedy stuff. I did do like a live video of me like cooking something and drinking a beer, but that was it. It didn't get any attention because I'm not a hot chick. So
Right.
right.
I know. I was. Now you can ask me the question.
What?
About
Prepare.
I wasn't on that, man. I don't care about that. He made a comment and I just commented, whatever. We don't have to get into that. I don't want to get into that. But yeah, man, I mean, he said that. Well, you did say that you wasn't a hot chick and that's why you didn't get any views. But yeah, I mean, that's what's big today. Sex sells, and everybody wants a hot chick, whether they want to admit that or not.
Or a hot guy.
A smoking...
Well, I got that covered.
Well, no,
but the thing is, so I really want I really want that guy. I think his name starts with a B or something. Brandon. I really want Brandon to come on this podcast. But my question is, what are the girls getting out of that when they post those things? Do they look back at the likes?
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Do they look? I mean, what? I mean, are like, yes, I got 700. Like,
Well, it's the same thing I said earlier when I said I post pictures of my food. Right? It's attention.
Right,
That's
attention.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody likes attention. Right?
Please don't drop it.
But
yeah.
That's just, it's easy to get attention from men in that group when you post half nude pictures or even, full nude pictures. Or not full nude. I think there was a controversy when I was in there. Oh man, I forgot about this. There's a local comic, I can't remember his name, but he's been banned. He doesn't get booked in St. Louis anymore. He doesn't get booked by clubs. He doesn't get booked by independent shows. I wish I could remember his name, but he was in that group, and he was doing his regular bullshit, posting like...
Oh, his shows and shit?
Yeah, I mean, just his, he's very, again, ties into it getting political. He's, he was running for, Congress or something.
Oh, Anthony Rogers.
Rogers.
He's been on this podcast.
Yeah.
But he just came on talking about podcast stuff. He didn't talk about any political stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I've never met him. I've barely even interacted with him on Facebook, but I just know him from other people talking about him. And he was in that group, and he started talking shit about somebody else's wife or something like that, and then it devolved from there, and he ended up getting kicked out of the group. And one of my friends, who is an admin in that group, was like, oh, he's never gonna get booked for comedy again, and this person isn't in the comedy scene or anything like that. So it was a weirdly political and taking things outside the group and trying to make it about that stuff. So I just kind of skedaddled.
He's staying away from what needs to be here and just throws out whatever.
Yeah.
I know people that do that.
Yeah, I try to.
It's just terrible.
Not get involved with the COVID talk or political talk or any of that kind of stuff.
I mean, I try to avoid that too.
There's so much more in life than talk about all that stuff.
I didn't go to school to be a politician.
That guy from Naked Gun, what was his name?
Leslie Nielsen?
O.J. Simpson?
Well, yeah. Well, it was about O.J. Like around that time, O.J. was gonna be in another Naked Gun 2.5, whatever. But then he wasn't gonna be because they said they were after the laughs, and they don't feel like they could have got the laughs.
That'd be weird if O.J. came back and was a Naked Gun. I think I would be, yeah.
I mean, O.J., what are you doing?
I mean, science has proved that he's pretty much guilty, right? I mean, we all can probably agree on that one. Yeah,
shit happens. Hey, he's on TV, and they're saying blank for it. Oh, the glove fits.
Yeah,
he was innocent.
Oh, he was innocent over there. Okay, well, that's fine.
Let's talk about Tiger Woods then.
But I'll tell you what. One of the greatest comedians passed away. What is up with
Tiger Woods? Is he out of the hospital and everything?
Yeah, he's. I don't know if he's coming back to golf though, but. One of the greatest comedians
He'll be back.
Of all time passed away last week, Norm Macdonald. Mm-hmm. So, but Norm Macdonald at the ESPY Awards, did you ever see that where he did the not the Tiger Woods, but he did the OJ joke?
I've seen all of his,
I didn't.
A bunch of his OJ stuff on the Weekend Update.
Yeah, so that's what got him canned from the Weekend Update.
I'm gonna say, Will Ferrell did the Tiger Woods one.
Here, I'll pull it up, but yeah, keep the conversation going, Keenan.
But yeah, I think just in that type of comedy, there's a lot of things you could say that can get you canceled, and I'm pretty sure, not you being canceled, but other people, people you already said they got canceled. But it's even with Saturday Night Live, they do the same thing. You could do something that you think is funny, and there's people that can be offended by that. Like Adrian Brody. When he's supposed to introduce Sean Paul for the music, and he came out with like the reggae hat and the dreads, and he starts talking all Jamaican. I'm just like, oh wow! If I did that, I'd get my ass kicked. All right, here we got the video. Turn it up.
Hold on, I gotta find the right spot. It's an 8-minute video. I'll find it though.
They gonna let you play that?
I'm gonna play it real quick. Do 15 seconds.
No copyright. We don't own it.
Hold on.
But I still like the Will Ferrell Tiger Woods one. That was great.
Oh man.
T.O. Or not T.O. T.D. Wow.
All right, hold on. It's right here. I think it's it.
Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case...
Who?
all bets are off.
Okay.
It's a word of advice.
So, anyways, that was Balls of Steel, man. I don't know if I could do that. Do you ever, like, start bombing when you're doing stand-up and just kind of, like, fuck it and just keep going? I mean, I guess you do, but I'm saying that, like... Do you kind of get a thrill off bombing sometimes? Because every comedian bombs once in a while.
Especially that hard.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not that comic that will kind of lean into the bomb because I'm bad at comedy. Like, you'll see a lot of really good comics that can do that, where they can recognize they're bombing, and certainly that's something you can do on stage. But and then kind of lean into it. Somebody's really good about that. St. Louis comedian named Steve Poggi. He was really good at just being able to dig himself out of a hole like that. And I just try to do it by I'll recognize it with the audience, and I'll be like, man, this sucks, but I can't say I'll go super hard with anything controversial or anything
right.
like that.
But then, like, we got like movies or whatever, like they do parodies of somebody, and they done it with like Britney Spears. They done it with they did it with someone else. But you got stuff like that, and it's like, oh, that actually happened, and everyone gets a laugh at that. Don't get canceled,
Right.
But that, is there really a difference?
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can. When you said Britney Spears, I was thinking of South Park, and those guys. I mean, Jesus.
Oh, they go hard at everybody.
They go hard.
They're cancel proof, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you said something live action, you could get canceled. But if you made it into a cartoon, you could probably get away with a lot more.
Seth MacFarlane, he does it every episode.
Yeah.
BoJack Horseman. If you've ever seen that show, yeah. I mean, that show constantly, everything's fucked up in that show, but they
Don't
get away
swim.
with it. They get away with it because they're animals and it's animated.
Right. Right. So there you go. So that's if like anything we want to do controversial for STLI, we just got to make it animated.
Yeah.
We could do that. We got people that can do that.
Yeah. When did you start doing stand up?
The late 2016, right around Halloween, actually. So I'm coming up on 4 years.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fresh.
Right before the election. So yeah.
Have you been to the Funny Bone?
Yeah, a lot. I consider it my home club.
Still haven't
wow.
went there yet.
And have you opened with some big names you might open up for? Because you probably opened up for a couple of people, right?
Yeah, I've opened up for Nick Coletti. He was famous on Vine before it was defunct, and now he's doing stand up. I was really happy to open up for Mitch Fatel at Helium. He was probably one of my biggest influences when I was a teenager as far as comedy goes, and it was really cool. I went up to the club on a Thursday just to watch the show, and nobody showed up.
God.
So I was literally the only person in the audience. One of my friends, Rich Braun, was actually booked to open for him, and he introduced me, and he invited me to come out on a Saturday show and do a guest spot for him, which was really cool.
My buddy Ron at the Funny Bone, you know Ron, he works at the Funny Bone. I think he helps book some of the guests there.
I can't say I know that name specifically.
Yeah, but he was talking about like Pauly Shore is probably one of the best people that come in there because he like will hang out with everybody and he's kind of wild outside like the show, and he'll just hang out with anybody that's around and stuff. Do you get to hang out with the comics after they perform?
It kind of depends. Like some of like the B-list comics or whatever, you can hang out with. Like I opened for Dustin Diamond.
Ooh.
And,
shit! Rest in peace.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Screech.
God, that was probably 3 years ago. And I hung out with him after the show. We ended up trying to go to this bar that was like in an old gas station in Fairview Heights, Illinois. And surprise, surprise, it was closed. And so we're sitting in the parking lot. Tim Convey was his ride, who features all over St. Louis, and he was featuring for him. And we were sitting there, and the club owner showed up in the parking lot. He was like, "Yeah, we got to get Dustin home. We got to get him back to his hotel.
Oh, that bad.
He's got a show tomorrow. We have to get him back to his hotel." And Dustin didn't want to do that, so we ended up going to a Buffalo Wild Wings about an hour before close. They wouldn't serve us alcohol, and then Dustin was like, "Well, I'm Dustin Diamond. I was Screech," and they're like, "Oh shit, okay." And then they served us all beers.
Well, hey, I'm that guy.
Perks, man. Yeah,
I'm that guy. Give me a drink.
Right.
What was his set about? I mean, what was the set good? I mean,
No. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about the dead.
You gotta love Dustin, though. I mean, he had his issues, but still.
He wanted me to bring him up because I was hosting the show. He asked me to bring him up as the Clown Prince of Comedy. And I think, if I remember correctly, I fucked it up and I called him the Clown Prince of Crime.
Oh.
And then he didn't say anything to me, though. The next show... go ahead.
That guy's dead?
Yeah, he died.
He's been, since last year?
I did not know that. What did he die of?
I think he was, within the last 3 months, he died of, cancer or something like that.
I mean, he's been through a lot. So. Mm-hmm.
I remember him on the celebrity show where they were losing weight and shit. You remember him on that?
I honestly, I didn't know who he was until I opened for him.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, that's kind of...
Oh, shit.
You know him from Saved by the Bell. And then
he didn't even see Saved by the Bell or nothing like that. Wow.
Some people can't be relevant later.
An entourage, was his wife or girlfriend with him?
No, he was by himself. The club had somebody pick him up from the airport and bring him to his hotel, and he needed a ride the whole time.
Do you think he gets laid being Screech? Do you think he goes? I don't know.
If he acts it out right, there's a chance.
I think there's a good chance that he did. That night,
I mean, he released a porno at one time. He was those chicks were hot. So
he did. I don't know.
That is what it is. I can't say I've seen it. Although there were two girls. Or two women who were hanging out with us, but they made it very clear that they were married and didn't want to have sex with him. But he was trying his hardest. You know?
What kind of I guess I was just wondering his game. What?
It's very reliant on.
He's a diamond.
Star.
I mean, I'm sure maybe the are looking.
That's all you have to do is be Screech.
Yeah, I mean,
I know, but would you really want to go to your girlfriends and say, "Hey, I fuck Screech," and be like, "You fuck Screech"?
What was that like?
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
I could see maybe an actor that was good looking back in the day, because you can't really tell the timeline. Hey, what's
Denzel Washington.
It's over here. We'll
Oh, damn.
We have all these guests coming over today. We'll start that one. Then
I think mine have you want.
So
I'll take out my CV if you like. Okay.
All right. We'll just have him scoot next to her or whatever. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Hell no. Take my spot.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
All right.
Give me that beer.
Yeah. But I was just wondering. With Screech. AG, remember Brendan? He was one of the comics that we did at the Redfish Bluefish.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
I didn't do them. I mean, that's how you live.
Whoa!
You took the photos of.
You said one of the comics we did.
You did. So.
You know what? Speaking of that, if Screech had propositioned me, I'd have fucked him.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Grabbed him by all
for
that
a guy, I mean, but yeah.
man.
Are you kidding me? The stage fodder of I Blue Screech? Yeah, absolutely.
Did you ever see the documentary of Pauly Shore where it's like I guess he's on the road or whatever, but it's a little story. It's like a backstory of Pauly Shore. He talks about his mom and his dad, and then it's like him on the road a little bit.
Well, I know his mom owned the comedy store.
Yeah, for the longest time, and then recently she just passed away a couple of years ago. But I think somebody else runs it now. But I think he still owns part of it or whatever. Not sure, but.
Yeah, I really don't know a lot about Pauly Shore. I know he came into St. Louis, and I haven't heard great things about him, but I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't know.
Yeah, what's some comedians that you grew up watching that influenced you for doing stand up? I mean, what?
So you know, like I mentioned earlier, Mitch Fatel is a big one. He doesn't really do. He's still getting booked, I'm sure. Dane Cook, I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, Dane Cook was
back in 2006, 2007. But I was in middle school, so. But I really liked him. He's canceled now, but Louis C.K. He was I mean, as shitty what he did is, I mean, his comedy did influence me and was a big part of my love for comedy. George Carlin for sure.
Yeah.
And then just kind of as I got older and really, I think most of my big influences came after I started doing stand-up, where it's Mike Birbiglia, Pete Holmes, and...
I like Pete Holmes, yeah.
Yeah, Pete Holmes is really funny. He had that show Crashing.
I love that show Crashing.
I really loved it too. The second to last episode, he did a joke that I had written something very similar, and I was like, shit, no, I can't do that joke. So I get to write.
But you never met Pete Holmes. Pete Holmes never met you, so he didn't steal your joke.
I think we listened to the same podcast, maybe. And because it was like this joke it was a Bible-based joke, and he did it for his show because on the show he was doing churches.
Yeah, I remember that episode. Yeah,
and it was the joke he wrote about David from David and Goliath. After he killed Goliath, he was going to marry the king's daughter, but the king was like, "You have to collect 100 Philistine foreskins to prove your worthiness to marry my daughter." And then he went out and he collected 200 Philistine foreskins.
Is that in the Bible?
That is in the Bible. And or the Torah, maybe.
Hey, I haven't read the whole Bible. Shit.
But that's in there. And I
heard what book that is?
I think it's the same one, Dave. I'm not super familiar with the Bible.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. So did he hang out behind the rabbi shack and or was he out there?
Oh, he was out there cutting them off. He was doing the dirty work.
So he's chopping junk.
Yeah, and my take on that was, I mean, if you
simply goes back to biblical time.
If you are going to do that and you have to do it to marry the king's daughter, you go out there, you get your 100 foreskins, and you're done. He started to like it at some point because he did double, right?
All right.
200. And I wrote a silly joke about him being like the first serial killer or something like that.
Well, I know comics are like, because I try to record comedians and they're worried about like being recorded because then somebody's going to steal your joke. But I guess if you're a small time comic and then some big name like, Dane Cook or whatever we said earlier uses your joke, then it's kind of like,
Yeah. It's not who wrote it first. It's whoever's more famous at the time.
Right.
I mean, maybe if you can, Robin Williams specifically, he was really bad about stealing material.
I heard that.
And really?
He didn't do it on it. Well, and I don't know how much.
We're talking bad about a lot of dead people tonight. Yeah.
Well, I won't talk bad about Robin Williams because if you came up to him and you said, "Hey, you did this joke. It was my joke," then he would just pay you for it. He would just write you a check right there, and doing it. So he kind of handled it really well, at least in my opinion. So in a lot of from what I've heard,
who did he steal it from?
And just random comics. Well, I heard this on
people
that
that didn't make it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that Robin Williams' brain's going so fast, so sometimes what he's pulling from is probably something in the back of his mind. You heard something because sometimes I might say a joke that I heard somebody else say, then you realize that you did it, or even maybe a skit that I'm writing. It was definitely influenced or something I saw or somebody else's thing. I mean,
so here's what we do. Let's talk about somebody still alive. How about Carlos Mencia?
Well, I mean, he just outright stole jokes, right?
Stole the hell out of them.
And then
he would sit in the back of the Comedy Store writing this shit out. Yeah,
he didn't apologize for it. I don't think he
fought.
Yeah,
this is my joke.
Was
only thing he added was the deep to deep.
Right.
He even stole a Bill Cosby joke.
Of all the people,
right now it's
yeah,
but you know,
There's a video on YouTube where it's side by side and exactly the same. I mean, one thing they use the same kind of like maybe subject matter, but like punchline, pauses, everything is identical to Bill Cosby.
Yeah, wasn't it like Joe Rogan that called him out?
Yeah, Joe Rogan called him out and
stepped up on stage, stepped up in his face.
But the thing is, Joe Rogan wasn't as big as Carlos back in like 2008, whenever this happened. So. Like, they kicked Joe Rogan out of the Comedy Store for a while, So they took Carlos's side because he was the bigger name at the time.
What, Fear Factor didn't give him a lot of clout in the comedy scene?
Yeah.
Was that before Fear Factor?
Yeah, well, Fear Factor was like early.
It was. I think it was after Fear Factor, so he was just doing his stand-up then or whatever. So he was kind of like not even a Fear Factor actor or whatever, or host or whatever. But what's some other news in going on in the world today? Jay, you got anything? Keenan?
What's the girl got murdered by the guy that skipped town? He's in the Bahamas now. They're never going to catch him.
Oh, the girl that all the news are talking about, missing girl. Like it's kind of
Petito.
Petito, yeah.
If she wasn't a pretty girl, you think the news would give a shit about
who you ask?
Or
be careful, Dustin. That's a Patrice O'Neal joke. You about to steal it.
Oh, well, see, we're talking about all these great dead people. But yeah, I mean, it's funny what the media gives coverage to. I'm sure you have a tangent you want to say about that.
About the media? I gave up on it in my last 10 years of the military. I just start Netflix, Hulu, and all that.
Well, how do you get your news in? How do you get
other people ranting on Facebook? Then I say, "Damn, that's interesting." I go look it up. Damn, that's true. I mean, that way I can start my day, believe it or not, relatively happy. Well, and that's hard.
There was that black archaeologist who went missing a couple months ago. It was kind of a similar situation, and he didn't get any national attention. That's what a lot of people are comparing it to.
Same joke.
Why did he? Why did he go missing? What was the story behind that?
I don't know, honestly.
Come on, Liz Taylor. That shit was not, fat noses, big dicks. I mean, that's why. The Pharaoh and them did not look like Charlton Heston and all them. Okay. Jesus, 12 disciples. You can ask Ahmed, Muhammad, and all them over there. Anybody who comes from that region, if they know one Mark, one John, Jacob, Jingleheimer, and all that. So people say the Bible is infallible, but there's a whole bunch of white people names on some dudes that never had white people names. If that don't give you pause,
right.
So if Liz Taylor was Cleopatra or whatever, the Sphinxes still have their nose. They got them big old country cornbread, ghetto noses. They didn't have the nice little that you got, right there for the powder, baby. Right there for the powder. No mess, just like a straw. Right. See, we snort shit, y'all, Right. So I'm just saying, you got the snort box and then you got the with etiquette.
Right.
See, the Sphinx didn't have the etiquette. He had a couple of riddles, maybe some Rudy Ray Moore jokes, some shit to throw you off or you get eaten, but Napoleon or whoever blew the noses off because the big conspiracy goes on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jesus wasn't white, so.
Now, unpopular opinion, I don't think he was exactly what I am either.
I always assumed he was like with like a Middle Eastern skin tone, right?
He'd be on the terrorist watch list right now.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Do not put the dude with the sandals on the plane. I'm going to hell. But then, I'm just saying, but he did have that Jew fro. Because Lamb's Wool,
right?
The dude from Sons of Anarchy that we've been looking at and looking up to all these years, vroom, vroom, the Jesus impression.
Okay.
The long hair dude. Stay with me, stay with me.
Yeah.
I mean, how you a comedian? You can't catch a joke. Work with me. So, that cat does not look like, So, and we still do it. Every depiction, you see a skinny white dude with long hair, beard, and a mustache. Look at baby Jesus. see a brother with dreadlocks and a beard and mustache, the closest we get is Moses.
Well, Willem Dafoe played Jesus in The Last Temptation of Christ. I mean, it doesn't get much wider than Willem Dafoe.
Well, yeah, John Wayne played Genghis Kong or something, right? Yeah.
It didn't change his accent.
William Dafoe played what?
He played Jesus in the movie The Last Temptation of Christ. Yeah, it came out in the
Wow, I did not.
Actually pretty good. Pretty
but
good
you
movie.
Last Temptation of Christ.
Oh, that
Seems
was-
like that sounds familiar.
Scorsese, baby.
Oh, really? Wow.
Let me tell you,
I didn't know.
people got mad and walked out of that, Jay. And it's not because of William Dafoe. You know why they walked out?
Why?
Because Jesus got some ass.
He was
They
a
showed the Messiah humping. It wasn't even good hump either, but he
Well,
was
I
up under
mean-
there giving Mary Magdalene that work.
Well, you know what? There are people in the world that take that very seriously. I mean, you got to keep God in a holy place. And
He was the Son of God, and he was a man. He was a man.
well, I mean,
You mean he took the sacrifice, but he can't get no ass?
all I'm saying is that you know,
podcast.
Jesus is supposed to be the Son of God, and he was perfect. He took on the flesh, and he experienced everything we experienced, but he did not sin. So some people
How
take
is it
that.
said he married her? Because everybody said that she was some hooker or some hoe chasing him. What if he married her, and that was his wife, and the Bible somewhere in there says the marriage bed be not defiled, and you know he didn't take nobody else, and
Yeah,
he was
but
doing his thing. It's
they-
not a sin if you're married,
This is some shit that they wrote. Jesus didn't marry anybody.
and if he was perfect, that's why Mary was happy. Nothing like that holy pole, baby.
Oh man.
I mean, Willem Dafoe's famously hung as well. So
And he could have had all the attributes. He could have had the Gene Simmons tongue.
I mean, I've been guilty of blaspheme before, but you know, I ask God to forgive me of that. But
See, I don't.
I
Think
try to
it's
stray
blasphemy.
from it as much as I can.
You don't think William Dafoe like had the guy, the makeup artist, add a couple inches to him or whatever?
So the story of
Why William Dafoe? How did he even get that role of Jesus?
Well, he was an actor in the '90s. I don't know specifically.
It was the '80s.
Okay, I got a question for you. Sword battle: William Dafoe, Tommy Lee. Who wins?
Oh, definitely Willem Dafoe. Definitely.
Tommy Lee Jones?
Damn it, where you been, bruh?
Well, I'm going to tell
just-
you. I'm going to tell
I'm
you.
just-
If I was in a movie, I had to do a scene like and my wee wee was going to show. I'd be going to the makeup artist and be
Well,
like,
first of all, if you got a wee wee, you shouldn't do those scenes.
give me that tube over there. Give me that tube. We need that super
So wait a
glue
minute,
and help me out.
So they got him banging Mary Magdalene?
Yeah, I haven't actually seen the movie.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I've seen the movie.
I've seen the movie.
I sat in the theater and watched people walk out like, a fire drill was. Here's the thing. Last Temptation, he went to the crucifixion, got his ass whooped, had the cross, the thorns and pierced the side. But in the movie, on, Eli, the Bethlehem, whatever, before he did all that, he looks down and there's this little girl, demon, but a little girl saying, okay, you did it. You're forgiven. Your father understands. Come on down. You have the power. Just come on down. And he's delirious. This is him, his life flashing and all that. It's delirious. So the little girl technically said, this will be your life. So he comes down in his mind and he does everything. He grows up. He's boning his wife. That's when they left because he was under the sheets, doing this thing. And people were just so pissed because he's perfect. He don't fuck. We fuck. So they leave. I stayed. And he had grandchildren, everything else. He's going through the whole time of him being happy because he already did what he had to do. And then Paul, Saul, the ex-killer, he comes in, he goes, Rabbi.
Paul the Apostle?
Yeah.
Okay.
His boys were still with him, He was still a gang leader. But his boys, Paul comes up and he goes, Rabbi, this ain't you. It was like Jacob's ladder. It was the same thing.
okay.
No,
Yeah,
it
makes
played
sense,
out the same way. He goes, this ain't you. And
So Paul told him this ain't you?
yeah, Paul was like Neo in the Matrix. This is not real type shit. So he was like, if you do this, because remember, he was a killer before he became an apostle of Christ. Saul
right? Yeah.
was whooping ass and taking names. And he was like, hey, if you don't do what's right, I'm going to have to. And Jesus like, no, but I'm happy, man. I did my thing. And this is by the end of the movie. He goes, this ain't you. So he opens his eyes. The little girl is like, well, shit. He's still on the cross because she almost had him. Then he did the Eli, he did all that and he died. So that was the last temptation before he ascended.
Yeah, that being said, I think Scorsese said when he created that movie, that it was loosely based on the story in the Bible. Like it, like obviously took artistic liberties.
Yeah, I mean, he was going through a bunch of cocaine back then.
But that's the same thing with the Da Vinci Code. When old boy called Mary a whore, and he goes, she was no such thing. She was his wife. And then they did the whole thing with the Last Supper, how everybody's leaning out, and they used the computer thing and switched it around, and where everybody's leaning out because she was the woman, everybody's listening. It showed Judas actually not listening, but he was on some other shit, and Mary was actually leaning on Christ. And I'm like, I wonder. I mean, but it's cool. And I know it was the movie, but the thing is, people get so excited behind stuff they're told. Like, if I asked you, Dustin, what color's the grass?
It's green.
How do you know?
Because it matches the paint thing they got from the store.
No. Seriously, I mean, if you really think about this, it's going to blow your mind. How do you know definitively that the color of the grass or this bottle, which is the same color, is green?
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's the same color you're seeing. Maybe what you see is the blue behind you is what.
No, the point I'm getting at is someone had to tell you, and they had to tell you over and over and over. So if you had a child right now and showed them that color and you kept saying purple, and they were more exposed and they loved you more, you said, this is purple. That's the holy color. This is purple. That kid goes to school, gets ridiculed, but if he believes it hard enough, he'd fight and do everything else because that's purple, damn it. So we have our cultures and our beliefs, and those beliefs turn into our values, and that's when things get dangerous. So if the Bible is rewritten and all his apostles had white boy names, we're going to believe it. If we see the depiction of him with the hair down his back in the prayer robes and everything, we are going to believe it. And even those of us who say we don't believe it, we see somebody with that depiction, we call him baby Jesus. I mean, it's in here. So the thing about the Bible and everything else, we were told he was perfect. We were told, Catholics was told they pray to Mary because she was the perfect womb. Now, I've seen cheaters. I've gone through some stuff and everything else. And I know Joe had to do some extra praying not to choke the shit out of her. She comes back to the house and talk about some, baby, this God, baby. Bitch. I mean, you know.
Oh, well, he did. I mean, he did go through that. He had a angel. He was visited by an angel.
An angel had to keep him off that ass. Right. You know, they kill women over there for stuff like that.
They stoned him to death for that. So,
and he had to go around cuckold like a mug. Come on, man. People then were not stupid. They just had simpler stuff. If you were walking around and your wife was fully pregnant and everybody knew it wasn't yours, and you like, no, that's God's baby. We good. See, you already know.
Well, no, I'd have to have the same, you know, I mean, they'd have to send an angel just like they sent the angel to confirm, you know.
But nobody saw the angel but him. So he's going around.
It doesn't matter. They don't have to see it.
No, but you feel me though. He's saying it. He's still with somebody they want to hit with a rock.
Right.
And he had to
I mean, to everybody else, he's going to look like a fool, but I mean, he knows the truth. I mean, whatever.
We're getting some religious talk here.
I don't know. But I'm not religious, though.
But we're not talking about the vaccine.
Yes.
Good thing we avoided that whole Blue Lives Matter conversation.
We avoided the Blue Lives Matter and the vaccine, but now we got this religious talk here. That's great. What else is going on?
So that movie, Temptation of Christ, they're suggesting that Jesus wasn't perfect, right? Is that what
okay, what's the perfect thing? He had some booty. Does that make you less perfect? He had some booty that belonged to him because he married her. It's not a sin if you're married. It's not fornication. That was his woman. So that's what I'm saying about the belief. So he can die for our stuff. He can teach people. He can do all this great stuff. He could rescue this woman, the garment of the cloth and all that, but he can't have no ass. Why? I mean, seriously, why? He married her. He had witnesses. He knows.
I mean, he was famous, right? I mean,
he's beyond this world. So I mean, ass to him doesn't.
And she probably thought so.
Doesn't mean what it means to us.
All right.
She was calling his name.
Let's get off the religious.
Well, women do call the name of God in sex.
Let's get back to our guest here.
And it revved him up. He's
we can have this conversation on a different podcast. But Brendan, so what?
There he goes. Go ahead.
No, I made him blush.
I'm sorry.
He's not trying to get struck by lightning because I'm on one.
No, we gave a good 5 minutes on that one. That's good. Now we'll move on. So obviously, comedian stand up was shut down during COVID, but coming back, have you been doing a lot of stand up lately?
Yeah, I've been trying to. I mean, I tried to stay on the stand up train throughout COVID, even, jumping on like Zoom shows and stuff like that, which sucked.
Yeah, because how would that be? Because you can't really hear the laughing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's rough. It's kind of like doing, it's kind of just like, I thought of it the same way, like when you make a YouTube video or whatever, that's just you talking, you just kind of gotta, you hit the same pauses and stuff like that and just assume that they're laughing. Some of the shows would like, let you hear the audience that was watching, so you could kind of get some laughter, and then like also the other comics that were on the show, you could hear them laughing too. So it wasn't all bad, but I mean, Zoom shows are so frustrating. It's a lot like, it's a lot like chewing without swallowing, right? It's just very unsatisfying. But I jumped back out, onto outdoor shows as fast as I could while trying to stay safe. But that being said, I caught COVID while at an outdoor show. So, I think I jumped back into it a little bit too early. Yeah, I mean, it's coming back. It's all coming back now. I mean, there's not quite as many mics as there was before COVID, but you can still get up 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah, I was glad to see that the back door stayed open and a lot of other great comedians. I muted you because you're fucking chewing your fucking crackers over there.
No, I was just commenting on you're glad the back door is still open. Pause.
Oh yeah. I
Mute me. I got one more. Just go ahead.
Go ahead. Just okay. Tell me when you're done eating, and you can be unmuted. But
you sound like my fiance.
Oh, sorry. I feel like I'm a woman. We're talking. So yeah, but then the helium and the funny bone stuff. So it's good to see the comedians now. A lot of open mics, I always notice it seems like it's always the same kind of list at the open mics and stuff. Sometimes for the. Are you done? Okay, good. All right, AG's back, folks. But it's a tough playing in front of the same people again because you the same comedians because you're doing your same routine, or it's.
At a bar mic, like on Mondays, you can go up to Big Daddy's and Soulard, and it's almost all comedians in the crowd. That can be tough. It can feel shitty not to have new material, or if you're not writing anything, then it can be awkward to kind of do the same jokes over and over again.
But isn't that how you...
Yeah, it is. It is how you get better. I mean, I know when I was about a year into stand-up, I hated all my material, and I kind of had this come to Jesus moment. Not to get religious again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had that Mary Magdalene. He came for Jesus.
I had this come to Jesus moment where I was like, God, I'm writing new stuff all the time, but it's all fucking garbage, and I hate all of it. So what I did was I picked what I thought was my best joke, and I did that joke every open mic for 6 months. And it became my best material, and I really worked it out. And so you kind of have to get over that that feeling of inadequacy when you're on stage, like, oh, well, I should be writing new jokes. Because, you don't apply that same logic when you're listening to other comics. I've heard comics I love do the same material over and over again. I know comics that are still doing material that's 4 or 5 years old that I laugh every single time that I hear it, and I've heard it 1,000 times. So it's the only way to get good and to work out your material.
So I have questions about the timing, because I have questions. You're sitting here and you're a captive audience.
Of course.
Writing a joke versus writing a sketch. Same principle, different principle.
Well, I mean, so you can get into the conversation about medium at that point, right? Because you can take a joke or a premise and you can write that into a stand-up bit, and it's going to be inherently different than if you're going to write that into a sketch. Because, when you're writing a sketch, which I'll be very honest with, I don't have a lot of experience with. I've written a few sketches, but you have to be mindful of that visual medium and knowing like film language and things like that. Whereas when you're writing a comedy bit, you're on stage by yourself and you're in front of an audience, and being in front of an audience at a comedy show is a very specific context.
Okay, question. I'm going to wear you out because I got a lot.
He ran the STL Live skit show. Not
just that. Yeah. I mean, it's, you said by yourself, that's one thing. What about the vaudeville acts, the Abbott and Costello, the Martin and Jerry, the Pigmeat Markham? Because it's two guys. It's still stand-up, but it has sketchiness to it.
You see, I wouldn't call that stand-up. I think at that point it's a different medium. I mean, you have comics that will be on stage like the Sklar brothers, or the two twins that just had their HBO show. I can't remember their names.
Oh, the two little black guys?
Yeah. I mean, that is a very specific dynamic, and I think that's really interesting, because I would consider that stand-up. I still think you're doing stand-up, but at that point, you just have different beats with your bits, so you're playing off of each other, and then you obviously are two different characters on the stage. So I do think you're going to write bits differently, obviously, with two people on stage, and you can probably have a little bit more flexibility with what you want to do than when you're doing, like, when you're by yourself on stage. So it's the same medium and the same rules apply, but you're still going to be writing different jokes because you want to be able to use the other person on stage to, bounce off of and make that an intentional part of your show, right? Like you don't want to just have the other person on stage because they can be there. You want to have them on stage and benefiting your material. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And again, I have no experience writing any of that, so I take that with a grain of salt.
Hey, but you could have fooled me because I don't know any better.
Yeah. I like, I think you, with the video we just watched earlier, your comedy, like, I like when the audience kind of might think it's real, but then at the end, you kind of fool them. Like, I like to fool the audience. Maybe they think it's real at first, and then you get the comedy out.
Yeah. I mean, playing into that it is kind of like is a big rule just in sketch comedy, from what I've read, because like you'll have like sketches that will Whitest Kids You Know, Trevor, the main writer on that, just died, but and Key and Peele were both really good about like presenting the situation. I didn't hear what you said. What you said?
Comedian geniuses, but comic geniuses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So what they'll do is they'll have this premise, right, and then they go through this. They do this whole sketch with a single premise, and it's funny. But then at the end of the sketch, they'll retextualize it, with their most famous one, the
That
sketch.
shit was funny.
That's so funny. And right, it's escalating, or you keep escalating, and then eventually they're in space.
They're on the moon.
Right. And it recontextualizes the joke.
But see, like that, okay, that was evidently a sketch, but they could do that on stage without, most of it. Did you really say that? Man, I said.
Right.
And you can even do that and play off the audience, because we all know there's times where we want to, but if we do, there's going to be some domestic violence, and probably not us instigating it, so that type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so you could definitely do that as like a bit on stage, and whether or not it would work, I'm sure they could make it work, because they're geniuses when it comes to comedy. But with the specific sketch part of it, you had all of the visual things that went along with it. Like you had them in the house at first, and then they were in a tree, right? And then they do the thing where they look around for a few seconds, and you wouldn't have those visual cues and that visual comedy when you're doing it on stage, and that's the difference.
Maybe they can't do it all at once. Like, dig if you will, the picture. I just like saying that. So, we're doing a bit. You're on stage. You're doing your thing, and then in between, have them at the house at first, and they come out and they start complaining about their wife. And I see it, and then they leave. So comedy works in threes or whatever. So then somebody else come on, do another bit, and they come right back out because the audience like, what the hell was that? And then they are on a boat or they're somewhere else, simulated on the stage.
Sure. And
then the audience starting to pick up. This is going to be the beat break, and then they can escalate it like that and do the same thing.
Yeah, I do think that you would have trouble taking it as far as you did that. So like maybe you set up that second part of the joke and be like, yeah, me and my buddy, we were talking in a tree and we were like, you know, and like you kind of get that same like ridiculousness. But then if you try to do that again and you're like, yeah, we were in space, then like you're going to lose the audience maybe because there's the sense of realism that is now lost. And you know, maybe doing it like that third time, yeah, and just taking it to a ridiculous place, it might still work. But I think that the genius of that bit is all of the visual cues and then playing off of each other that just wouldn't work as well on a stage. And again, I'm sure they could make it work and make it a really funny bit. I just think that bit specifically lives in a sketch form because of the visual cues that go along with it.
Okay, because we did one like that where the joke was in the escalation.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. 2 renditions of it, the Dine and Dash.
Well, I can't say that I have.
So the premise was, you know, 2 people just finished a meal and they were just having post-meal conversations, and I guess they were flirting or whatever. Mm-hmm. And somebody said, wouldn't it be cool if we just dined and dashed? Mm-hmm. The server heard them. Mm-hmm. And it's real serious on the server, you know, because she wants her money.
Right.
So the joke became, the guy was a straight man, at least in my eyes. The test of wills between the 2 that kind of want to do it because they got her attention and the woman trying to get paid, and the escalation that the server went through until the very end. Mm-hmm. But some people, I guess they don't like the subtleties, so they can get into the joke and laugh. Mm-hmm. Just insert a dick joke. But anyway, I'm saying, so I get that. Yeah. And I'm trying to learn more about it because as Mr. Diggs over there said, I've been bequeathed a whole comedy troupe and a bunch of different personalities, and I'm trying to bring things together with a lot of people who are great at what they do. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to jump the shark, switch the paradigm, and make the writers the actual superstars.
Absolutely.
They're the introverted superstars because it's their work that makes everyone else shine.
There's Pete Holmes we were talking about earlier. He has a podcast, You Made It Weird, where he interviews John Mulaney.
That's the name of it. That,
okay, you made it weird. I'm like, what I do?
No, it's the name of the podcast is You Made It Weird. He did an episode with John Mulaney where they talk about John Mulaney's time on SNL, and they get into a lot of the nitty gritty of sketch writing, and I think they even talk about Key and Peele and stuff, and all, kind of a lot of the stuff that I brought up.
So, what do you think of Dave Chappelle saying Key and Peele stole his show after he left?
Okay,
Tell the truth.
So I'm
gonna
preface this.
Well, my opinion is you left a throne, and when you leave the throne, there's going to be a new king to take over the kingdom. Yeah,
stand up.
I mean, Dave Chappelle could have been, that could have been bigger than SNL. I think, with this show.
He is bigger than SNL.
Well, I'm saying if he
has
would
the longevity.
My point is, if he would have continued doing that, though, but of course, there's all that things
Other
that happen.
stuff,
Yeah,
right.
other stuff that happened. But yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah. So Dave Chappelle definitely did do everything that he said for Key and Peele. Like, I accept that 100%. That premise is true. He paved the way, but then, like you said, he left. And he went to do his thing in Africa, and that's super cool, and I'm happy that he did that. Yeah. And then you have somebody else. You have this void, this vacuum, where Key and Peele stepped in and did their sketches. And I think that Dave Chappelle being upset about them coming in and being successful and kind of standing on his shoulders a little bit is petty, because they're not writing the same sketches that Dave Chappelle did. From what I'm familiar of his sketch show, which isn't super familiar, it's more politically charged.
Yeah.
Racially.
Yeah.
But they were mixed guys, and they did their they had Negro Town. Mm-hmm. They had a few.
Yeah. Well, certainly, but I don't think that if you look at the beats, even if you're just looking at the writing of Dave Chappelle's sketches, I don't think the beats are the same with Key and Peele. I think there's a very distinct style in filmmaking difference. So I think that, to cite any plagiarism, which maybe he was doing or something.
No, I think it was the premise.
Just the premise?
Because Paul Mooney, he was all about race. Paul Mooney wrote for Richard Pryor, and he wrote for some movies, and and he wrote most of the sketches. And if you follow Paul, which is funny because he wrote for some of the funniest people, but when I watch his stand up, his delivery does nothing for me.
Yeah.
I mean, because he holds the mic like, he's hungry and he has a sandwich,
It's hard. It's really hard. Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to laugh because it was clever, but his delivery didn't do it.
I mean, personally, I think that's something I struggle with. I think I'm a much better writer than I am a performer.
I'm going to be asking you questions after the podcast, right?
That's fine.
I got a whole ask for you, bro. But shameless with this shit. You right, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but no, like Richard Pryor had a delivery, and everything he did was, believe it or not funny. His earlier stuff, but he did. Who was it? It was Carson. He went on the show. Eddie Murphy went on the show. He had to do clean shit, and they're blue comedians, but he still brought the audience to laughter. And then when he got his shine, he unbagged all the blue stuff,
Yeah.
I think, God, I just forgot his name. Richard Pryor was better on the couch than his stand-up was excellent, Carson, but when he was on the couch with Carson, going back and forth, that's really what made him great.
I think he was scared when he stood up. He didn't want to let anything slip that was going to get him canceled before he got on.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, you know how you always tell me, hey, you going a little too far? When
After the fact, yes.
Yeah, but because I never know either. I open my mouth and I disengage my my filter, and never know what's going to happen. It depends on how I feel. But when you kind of got me to get up on stage, I was nervous because I'm like, I think I can say this. And comedians are fearless. I'm not exactly fearless because I do other things. And, and it's like, in those other things, ain't you the dude who said, they could be bad.
Right.
But how does it feel to be fearless, bro?
I'm not. I'm very much not. And that's something I've struggled with is when I write, I very much stay in my lane. Like I write about the things that I know, and I think that's where comics get in trouble, where they're talking outside of their perspective, because that's what stand up is, right? It's your perspective, and that's why. I mean, you can tell whatever jokes you want on stage, but if the audience doesn't like you as a person, if they don't like your vibe, then you're not going to get laughs. So that's when I'm writing. That's the strategy I use, so I don't get canceled or say something that I don't think represents myself in the light that I want to be represented. And then I think specifically white male comics have this issue because where they will get canceled and then they'll be mad about it because they stepped outside of their perspective and maybe talked about something that they didn't understand or didn't have a solid grasp on. And being raised as a white male myself, I had to learn to challenge my own views because they hadn't been challenged when I was a kid. My dad and I kind of bounced off each other and we reflected our beliefs, and then I had to unlearn a few things as I got older.
You actually self-actualized and checked your privilege?
I try to. I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but I think that it's an ongoing process, and you can get into the whole conversation of like, oh, what's Oh no,
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make you uncomfortable. I'm sitting next to you, and you about as big as I am. I remember Tank Abbott from the first UFC. I'm not going to mess with that.
I'm a giant baby. I've never been in a fight in my life.
Word?
Yeah, for real.
You should try it.
Yeah, I'm set. I think I'm good.
No, there's nothing. Some of my best friends I fought with.
Oh, yeah?
Because when you go to the club, he ain't no punk. Damn, he hits hard. Yeah, I want to go out with you, man. I want to go out with you.
He's Tyler Durden now, people.
Yeah.
I'm a punk. I'll lose a fight. But yeah, so I've totally forgot what the question was.
Something with privilege
and going back and forth with your dad.
Check yourself, yes.
Dad, I don't think I can say that. Okay, would you get offended if a black guy says some shit about genders not having souls? Or is that just a redhead white person thing on a redhead white person thing?
So So, I'm sorry, gender is not having souls? What do you mean?
Gingers.
Oh, ginger.
I'm looking at your beard because the shit on top is not there.
No. Oh, well, okay. Here's the thing. The context of that joke is that it's been done a million times, right?
Right.
So, like, it's lost all potency at this point.
Right. But I've never heard, like, a black comedian say that, ever. It's usually, it's like white on white comedy crime. I mean, just like what we do, and I don't do it, but you know what I'm saying? Because you say nincompoop the wrong way, and you can't make it to the door.
Right.
But that's that black on black comedy crime, you know? So it's like, we're like, ha, 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 ha. And then you're like, well, shit, I love this audience. Hey, your ass. All of a sudden, AG said, make a fist go like this a lot, because you're going to have to.
Right.
But,
I see what you're saying. You're right. I never heard of a comic saying about.
I'm thinking hard too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at that point, it's I mean, there's this whole joke that people say like, oh, you can use white racial slurs and white people won't get offended, like, you know, cracker and stuff like that.
White people don't care about
that.
that.
Right. And the whole joke is like, oh, white people are less sensitive. That's not true. There's no power behind those words, right? Or at least no perceived power behind those words. So of course we don't get offended because it doesn't affect us in any way.
I know something that affects you all. Believe it or not, I could say all the good old stuff from the 70s. But if someone looks at you and means it and calls you a Kevin or a Karen, oh yeah, smoke in the city.
Well, that's a good point, because there's power behind that term Karen now, right? Like nobody wants to be a Karen, and when you say Karen, you drop
Karen names out there. Poor people are named Karen. But go ahead.
Right. Yeah. You drop this very specific picture of a white woman with cropped hair, or like the specific haircut.
You want to know about that crop hair? What's really funny and ironic?
What's that?
The pixie cut on a white woman used to be the chicken head I love nothing but black dingus haircut. That was the I'm ready for some basketball star action. That's what that cut used to mean. But now, you know, the pixie cut with the purse and
what year was
manager. Do that 80s and 90s.
80s. So the pixie cut.
No, it had to be a certain age, but the ones who emulated the worst stereotypes about black people to attract black dudes, you know, the cussing and the promiscuity and all that other stuff, and I can smoke and do this, I can drive my own car and do things to you and somehow not run off the road. I'll have pixie cuts.
And this was in the 80s.
Wow.
Late 80s, early 80s.
Yeah, look at you. What did I miss? But oh, let me do a shameless plug because I got some friends watching. This here, I don't know her business name, so I get all my mood teas from my homegirl Sharon Moore. She makes this stuff. She's good. She makes them in grown people sizes, and they're custom. Yeah. So basically, all the shirts that I've been wearing, glorifying myself or my annoyances.
You always got good shirts.
Yeah, those good shirts come from this particular lady. I never breathed the same air as her, so if you catch COVID, it ain't for me. But she's real good at this, and I just got 2 more shirts because I was complaining about people how they act when you take their pictures and whatnot, and she hooked me up. So anybody out there who needs some custom shirts, right? And she watches all these shows, so there it is.
I do have a bone to pick with you because I've been noticing something about you and your photos on Facebook. The bandana thing is mine. Okay, I have the signature. The bandana, I've been wearing it for the last year and a half.
Are you saying he's biting your style?
Right. He's biting my style.
Come on, Axl Rose.
Wow.
Come on, Axl.
I mean, I know I wasn't even gonna listen. I know I gave you the position.
No, look. I got both. I'm top and bottom, baby. I'm top and bottom. You naked from the head down. Well, look at me. I'm good.
I mean, I know I gave you the position of you're the big dog on STL Live now, and you're the chief. But I mean, you can take my job, but please don't take my style,
bruh. I got the Darth Vader gangbanger special here.
So I'm sitting across from you. You mind if I read your shirt for the people?
Oh yeah, go ahead, bro.
Okay, so his shirt says photography pricing. Okay, the first thing is 100. Minimum charge. That's the minimum is $100. Is that correct?
Right. Don't come at me for $50 in a blunt.
Okay.
Minimum, all right. Per hour.
What if it's
not some, not half, but $100.
Right.
That's the minimum. All right. Okay. 150 if you take your own photos over my shoulder.
That's that bullshit.
Right. So if you take a photo over his shoulder, that's $150. Okay. 200 if you give me unwanted help or advice.
My last photographer did it like this. You should do it like that. That's also that bullshit.
Oh, okay. All right. So
in front of your
250 for
client,
that.
you say that?
Dog. I don't. That's what I got the shirt for.
All right.
I don't want to shine
So
the
if you give this
master,
guy advice, that's $200. All right. 250 if you tell me how your last photo did it. If you tell him how your last photo did it, that's photography talk, probably, right?
No, how the last photographer. My photographers usually do it this way, and I want to say, then why aren't you with him? You know, but you know,
wow,
I gotta
okay.
be nice.
Well,
the shirt
makes sense. 250. All right, 400. Okay, we got to give you this one. 400 if you're late or unprepared.
Right.
Wow.
So I have to show up. I have to set up. I have to do what I have to do. So instead of being the angry dude that y'all think I am, I'm a puppy as well.
So if
I got anger tees.
So that last one is if you got to wait on somebody, they're late. That's 400
or unprepared. They show up and we're supposed to be shooting from this time to this time, but you still have to do your makeup. You still have to do whatever. You stuck in traffic. That means you don't respect my time. So I'm gonna get mine.
Can I ask you a
That's
question?
interesting, man. That's interesting.
Oh, I thought I was interviewing you. Please, bro, please.
So I saw a TikTok, and it was this professional photographer. She showed up, and she'd been hired to do like a 4-person family shoot, but she showed up, and it was a wedding. And, and the person was like, I'm not going to do this. You signed up for the 4-person photography shoot. If you want to get 3 other people and come over here, we'll do your photos. But I'm not going to photograph this wedding. If you were in that situation, how would you handle that?
I'd say the same thing, I think. Yeah.
Well,
You'd probably just up the prices, right?
But you I take the pictures. I do all that. They'd never see one until they pay me for the whole wedding.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But you want to know what's funny? People all do that. They'll say, "Oh, I love your work. I seen you on whatever platform. How much you charge?" So I try to derail that by saying, "Well, what do you want? I love to hear about your vision. Let's meet somewhere and do a whole consultation. It's free." They don't want to because what the game is they try to get you. I'm like, so what's going on? Oh, it's just a few people. It's just a family shoot. And you're thinking family, like the old girl. Who's family? Me, whoever, and maybe our kids. It ain't a wedding, but you show up, they got the cousins, the grandparents, everything else, and they want the world. And they got you to agree to $50 in a blunt. And you like, oh, this is more than $50 in a blunt,
Right.
I need the Crown Royal apple or something, And what's funny about it is they will actually shame you on these platforms. This person ain't worth their word. Or you'll take the photos, then they say the photos are bad. So you want to shut them up, so you just give them what they want, which is actually more photos, not pay you, and take you for granted. So I take my money up front.
Gotcha.
I'm like, after the consultation, pay me, and then you have to trust me.
I think in the TikTok, I think she had mentioned that there was she hadn't brought the correct equipment to do a wedding
And that's
shoot.
true as well,
Yeah.
because different photography is different equipment.
Right.
So, you show up with the camera thinking you're going to do some natural light, nice stuff.
Right.
And it's a dark room, it's a dungeon, and,
Yeah.
But enough of that. Back on the ha-has, man. Back on the ha-has.
Yeah, we'll do 10 more minutes. Is that cool? You got 10 more minutes?
No,
Okay,
I'm good.
cool. Yeah.
10 more
And then we'll
minutes.
have the great debate between you two and get this over with.
Oh, he was waiting in ambush?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do that.
Not really, but I mean, I ain't scared.
I was watching the show on my way over here.
Yeah.
Were you the guy they called?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize. I was listening on my phone, so I didn't get to see your face.
So, what do you think? You might as well.
I mean,
For someone who don't know the whole thing, but, am I being abusive to my man? That's what I want to
Hold
know.
on a sec. How long have you been married?
I'm engaged.
Oh, engaged.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So she still got her best foot forward.
Still in the honeymoon stage, yes.
Well, here's the thing. My name's Paul, and that's between y'all.
Because your finances is probably watching. Fiance finances, she gonna get you.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, man, it's like once you say I do, they like, gotcha, bitch. I mean, you done, baby. So I understand what JMT was saying. He was like, well, but it's not off. I'm just saying there's ways to protect yourself. And if you are following the phallus, because we grew up that way. We played games. We pursued girls. But now, girls, no means no, me too, and all that. So there's women who get upset. They'll say no initially. And then when you say, all right, they like, I wanted him to chase me. I wanted him to try harder. But he's gone. What the hell happened? And we're like, bitch, you said no. And, I'm not risking my freedom and my money for 30 years later. You hit me with the pudding pop charge. I'm not doing it because there's plenty of women out there. So I don't actually say to them, this dick ain't free, right? But what I do is I realize that I have worth because think about it. We trick. We follow this mug into oblivion. All right. So a woman, ever since she's 12 or 13, she got her superpowers, them little buds, them little football titties and all that. And we just get stupid. And they know it. And then when you want them real bad, they play their games and they may relent. But these days, it goes from you can be sexy or whatever, and they may be going for it until a girlfriend say something, or you say the one thing that turns that whole flirt fest into harassment. And you can't say you didn't do it. And you can't say, remember, famous rapist said stuff like, but she was into it. She wanted it. Why would you fall for that? Because this motherfucker is stupid. Because that's all you want. So I say, let a girl see your worth. I mean, you still can pursue and say, hey, how you doing? But if she starts doing that, because somebody did her wrong in the past, cut sling load. And if she wants you, she'll stop playing those stupid games. It's a protective measure for me. And maybe I came across wrong to my man, but I'm a sexy motherfucker. I'm plump. I'm sexy as hell. You plump. You got a woman. You got the pillow. And, if it ain't enough for you, lift your stomach and that's, 3 more inches? You good.
All right, well, here's let me interrupt. So here's the debate. Why is Mr. J, he's a nice looking fella here. Why does he have no woman?
JMT, I will answer, but he's the shit starter, right?
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay,
you already know. No, go ahead.
I have to have good television.
I ain't scared.
No, go ahead.
No, I really think it's a pheromone. So instead of answering that in a mean way, have you ever had a woman and you were kind of trying to be down with her and you was being honest and everything else, and right when you don't even have to say it to the universe, when you click that switch and says, I'm a one woman man, I'm gonna be with her, that all the hookers, hoes, skeezers, and hood rats come out and all they want to do is get at you? You ain't had that either? Oh damn, your life's been tragic. Yeah, right. But see, that kind of stuff happens. It's like when you say, hey, I'm off the market, it's a pheromone.
I've had a woman before or been with somebody, and then I've had a lot of other choices in women only because
you were with somebody.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
But that's only because that's only because they were had something against who I was with.
Not only that. It's a pheromone, man. If you fake like you happy, they like, oh.
Well, why do I have to fake it? I mean,
I'm saying, he's content. I'm going, how that bitch got him. I am going to mess up stuff. Women are like cats for real. We're dogs. But women, they'll bat your shit off the table. They're like cats. So when you out there.
So you're admitting walking around being fake gets you more women, right?
You are so selective in it. When I said you fake happiness, you don't even have to be really happy. But when you are happy, that's when the destructos come out. But if you are walking around like, woe is me, I got desert dick, these balls been dry forever, please, somebody sleep with me. Just like in
And that's what you say I'm doing, right?
You just want to be defensive, so I'll bite.
No, go ahead.
I will bite.
No, you've already said it. You've already said it.
Are you cool with this guy being on the podcast? No, go ahead. So
that's what you're saying I'm doing, right?
Dude,
I'm happy.
Okay.
I don't know. We could do a call in. Ladies, JMT, he is single. He ain't got no money, but he'll show you a good time. He plays a mean guitar. Powered. All you hear is the reverb off the bed. How does he look? What will it take for you to say hi to him, much less drop them draws? Call in. The number is, no. But I'm saying, if you do the right thing, you ain't stinking or whatever, and you have the cool kids, they never sweated the women in high school. They were like, whatever. And the women like, ah. But the one like all nervous and sweating oil and you be my to the homecoming. You know, you did.
So you're saying that's what I'm doing?
Hold on. Now, when you would, you're pretty. How did that work out for you?
So that's what you're saying I'm doing.
No, see, I'm over here with it. Say it again.
I didn't get laid at all in high school.
Because, see, I'm trying not to actually fight with you. But you keep baiting me like you want to throw. But oh, shit, somebody's calling in.
Oh, that'd be
Oh, I thought it was a woman. Man,
no, keep going. Keep the conversation going.
That's his personal call.
Oh, so no, because he ready to he's ready to throw nukes. But seriously, there's truth to it. When your ass is, women want confidence. They want somebody who has stature and strength. So when I told you earlier that I'm sure I can get laid, because I have a healthy, I don't give a fuck if I get laid. So some woman's gonna be like, "Oh, he think that no woman can get at him," and someone's plotting.
I don't know how y'all figured that. I don't give a fuck about not getting laid.
No, you
I don't know where y'all are getting.
You keep saying that I need some pussy, but you know there's.
I ain't never told you that,
man.
I told you I needed some pussy.
Yeah,
I told you I need some.
You actually said a man needs to do what I need some pussy, and I deserve a model. And I'm sitting here like, and I think I actually told you there's other body parts other than. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other women. Now,
I may have discussed something with you. A gal looked nice and
that's cool.
And it'd be nice to, but it wasn't like, oh man, now I need some pussy. Damn, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I don't get some pussy right now. That conversation never took place.
You know the funny part? He's pantomiming and mocking itself. I never said switch character, dude. Okay, I guess that's how you come across.
Well, I mean, y'all are making me out to be some jackass. So
I didn't say shit.
No, not you.
No, bro. If you can
not you. I don't even know you.
JMT, if you can get the ass to jack up for you, you cool. But it seems like that's your goal. Okay, if you had a daughter, would you want a motherfucker who's like swinging his dick, throwing it over his shoulder, just hanging out? Now, Eddie Haskell, like that. But I bet Wally got all the pussy, but he acted like a good guy. And he probably was. And they like that stability in him. Eddie Haskell was, and some women like the bad boys. But at the same time, if you're not confident, if you go across and you always moping, woe is me, and you got Smurfy ass balls, I mean, that's that pheromone and they run from it.
Okay. So that's what you see of me. That's what you see. I'm walking around.
He's really trying.
Woe is me. That's what you just said. I'm confirming what you're saying.
There are times that you act like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just like you told me, I'm a Derek Jackson motherfucker, and I'm like, damn, no. My t-shirts are loose, and I don't champion women. I'm trying to keep us safe because women will pull the okey doke because you're trying to pull the okey stroke. To stay safe, don't be chasing your dick in the battle. Like freedom, kapoink. Don't do that.
The crazy thing is I don't chase anything. The crazy thing about it is I don't chase anything. The crazy thing is you nor anybody else have seen me hit on anyone or take a shot on any fucking girl. It just amazes me how nobody has seen anything, heard anything that or know of any woman that you can even say that I even spoke to or hit on. But yet I'm this guy that comes across as desperate and this, that, and the other.
You're right, because I'm not going to violate bro code, especially on air. You are absolutely right.
I mean, you have before. You might as well now. I mean, go ahead.
You are king dingaling. Your shit smells like roses and pumpkin pie, and it's pumpkin spice season. Ladies, please, come lick the pumpkin spice stick. I mean, what do you want me to say, bro?
I mean, say what you want to say. I'm just analyzing everything that you say. I mean, you would analyze everything that was said about you, wouldn't you? I mean, that's only natural.
Yeah, but
somebody fires at you, you're gonna fire back.
But I told you before. I say what I have to say. I do what I have to do. But I have a healthy sense of you ain't taking money out my pocket. You're not trying to beat my ass. You're not trying to get me put in jail. I don't give a fuck because I'm going to be me. And you may not like me. You may tell me to step, but I am going to be me. I don't know how to be anybody else. There's people who call me a jackass. People call me an asshole. People say a lot of things about me, but I'm earnest. I try not to lie to women, but I ain't talking about, baby, I ain't got no other girlfriends. I'm talking about, yeah, your ass look lumpy in that. And no, you ain't all that. And your shit lopsided. I'm not going to keep the dream alive. That don't mean I hate them. It's just like, don't ask me questions you don't want to know an answer to, because I have this whole psychological thing about being controlled. I had a dominating and domineering ass upbringing by a dominating and domineering ass woman. I look just like my dad, heavier though. I took "you just look like your damn daddy" ass whoopings, and I'm the oldest of the womb mates I have. And I don't care if my mama's even watching this, or my brothers, or my baby sister who is teen mom all the way. I am me. I have been canceled by my family before. At one time, my mama said she only had 3 kids. I knew who was exited off the island. So instead of boo-hooing, my mama don't like, because black folks, we love our mama. We got all types of "I love your mama" songs. Nobody give a fuck about daddy. But I tried to be a dad. I didn't have one. So when I say people are bitch made, let me help you out. If you super duper soft and you believe in all that dogma that women give you until you get your ass whooped or some woman try to kill you, you bitch made. I was bitch made. I had to find a man to teach me how to be a man, a few of them. And I found out how to be a family dude. So when I had my family, I tried my best. Roll the credits. I'm all on Facebook with both my children, and I still have a daughter who treats me like, she grew up without one. She ain't got no butterflies tattooed to her ass to make it clap. She ain't got those issues, but she still has issues with me that I'm trying to work out because I love my daughter and I don't want her hurt, and I want her to do better. And she don't dress a certain way. She don't do things. She attributes that to her mother. God bless. I don't care, but she's healthy. My son is healthy, but I went through all this shit. I was the no coochie gettingest. I went through all that. But when I realized that.
You was the no coochie gettingest?
I was. Man,
really?
I couldn't spell ass back in the day, but the good part, the bad part, or anything else. But
I would have never got that.
But all I'm saying, bro, is when I decided I wasn't going to chase, my pheromones changed, and all of a sudden I'm popular, and I ain't even the cool kid. I'm a learned kid. I learned how to do shit. I mean, I used to be real skinny. Used to get my ass whooped freshman, sophomore. That shit stopped about junior year though. And that's when I realized Tyler Durden, whatever. When you're not afraid of getting hit, and I really wasn't, because all them ass whoopings I took from my mama, when you stop flinching at the belt and you catch that motherfucker, and your mother realized her power slipped, or she beating the shit out of you and you don't cry, you sort of look like Denzel on Glory. When that shit happens and she realized, oh fuck, this shit ain't working no more. Yeah. And then you go get into it with some smart mouth dude, or you're the smart mouth dude, and you get hit in the mouth and you realize that shit stung a little, but you still here. Because I grew up before they started just shooting you willy-nilly. And you swing back, and all of a sudden that dude respects you. And he is inviting you into clubs and shit, and you're doing what you're doing. Well, you don't actually have to physically fight somebody. But like Florida, stand your damn ground. Like you're doing with me. Nah, motherfucker. I mean, and I have to respect that. I may or may not respect what you're doing, but I can respect the fact that you didn't squelch, or you didn't back up, or you didn't do what you had to do.
You saying in general, or you don't respect what I'm doing? What is it?
Mercy.
What is it that I'm doing that you don't?
You? I can't even be inspirational. Shit.
I was inspired by you. I was inspired.
But no, what I'm saying, man, is just be you. And if the right woman will be like, this motherfucker cool. I can't play a guitar like you. Like when you ask me, was it good? I'm like, that's not what I listen to. I don't even have a metrics for it. But I can't say it's bad, but I know if I picked that motherfucker up, it wouldn't sound nothing like music. I do a different thing. That's almost like if I handed you my camera. Could you do what I do with it? I mean,
no, I'm not a photographer. Nope.
And I'm not a musician. And I got 2 bass guitars. That shit is pretty much just to make me look important, I guess. I tried. I'm no Victor Wooten. All I'm saying is find your good shit and ride it out. I can't be my man here. I try telling jokes. People say I'm good at it, but I got too many problems. I will open my mouth and get super canceled. Because I'd be like, oh, you don't like it? Beat my ass. Now people rushing the stage like a zombie movie, and I'm swinging. I know this about me. So what I do is I focus on what I can do, and I try to be the most upstanding, honest dude I can. And my honesty shouldn't hurt your feelings, because you say, okay, that's how AG feels.
That's all I am is honest. That's all I am is honest.
So why are you trying? So what you mean is, okay, I get it, but I don't pay your rent. I'm not trying to beat your ass. I ain't trying to steal your girl if she even exists.
No, don't have one.
Exactly. So no pussy for me to get. So why are you so bent around the axle about what I think, man? I'm not doing for you, but I'm not doing against you. I'm not trying to hurt you.
I don't know why you think I'm bent around the axle.
I don't like your left eye. That shit, look. You should be like, it's my motherfucking eye. Because what you gonna say? I'm fat. I'm this. I'm that. You call me a Derek Jackson motherfucker. The people who know me know I'm not. So I can say, okay, we gonna have this battle.
So let me get this straight. I don't even know who Derek Jackson is, but you say I called him. Who is Derek Jackson?
I don't know.
Maybe I know who he is. If
Look him up. When you said behind closed doors, you and I agree on everything, but you be placating the women.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
That's exactly who he is. That's exactly what he did until that motherfucker got caught cheating on his wife. He was breaking all kinds of bro code. He ain't this, ladies. He ain't that, ladies. He apologizes for shit. He does all this shit. Supreme narcissist. And I use that word. That motherfucker. Oh. So I took some real offense to that because I ain't none of that. But if that's your opinion, I'm like, okay. So this dude thinks I'm a Derek Jackson dude. And I'm like, that stung a little bit, but I shook that shit off. So you know pussy getting this, woe is me, my ball so dry, motherfucker. Shake that shit off. Look at the bright side. You can't get STDs from your hand.
Get a staph infection, maybe.
Hey, when you done with that, when you done with that fleshlight or that sex doll, put that bitch in a closet. She can't talk back. No child support from plastic. The pussy smells like that swimming pool you used to swim in. You know that good plastic smell. Get you a woman with that new car smell and no voice box. They about $3,000. You can look it up, and then you can walk around with your head held high, king ding-a-ling. Until the real thing comes. Don't just sit there all pent up.
Well, you know what?
Papa Smurf ball having ass.
At least I'm keeping it real, man. I mean, if I'm a no pussy getting ashy ball motherfucker from not getting pussy, at least I'm keeping it real. I'm not putting on the front like, oh yeah,
real
I'm
celibate.
A pussy getting motherfucker. No, I'm not celibate, man. I mean, I'll put it to you like this, man. I mean, there's people that's worse than me. People that's gone 10 years without pussy. That ain't me. I mean, eventually.
Damn, you are a shit starter.
But the audience out there wants
it ain't been 10 years, put it like that.
Okay, but see, when you said what you said, maybe I misread it. Because I think I just said I don't chase my dick. And you like, if a man ain't out here trying to get this, he might as well be gay. That's what I heard.
If you don't misread everything, you misread everything that I say. Well, maybe I should say you misread everything that I say. Because,
Well, you clarified, but I thought I heard what I heard. And I was like, I know this motherfucker just didn't say. Because I've heard that before. Like all the MGTOW dudes who like, man, I ain't messing with y'all like that because y'all bad for me. I'm just going to sit over here and just chill. Women have got on there and said, well, if you ain't looking for us, let me find you a man because same shit you said.
No.
Or I thought you said, well, if you ain't coming for us, you might as well get some booty because you need somebody. And that's was some disrespectful shit. So if I sit down and I say, okay, damn, I sprained some masculinity, or I don't want to do this right now. Hey, let me ride the bench for a little bit, coach. Let the other dudes chase the girls. I'm going to stretch and make sure my shit's right. That don't mean that I'm gay and I'm playing for the other team. That means, well, shit, I'm tired. Let me get my Gatorade and let me see how the game is played. And let me get back in there later. Not, hey boys, how you doing? That's the opposite, but you're still clowning for something. Either you're a pussy hound or you're a booty hound. Where's the I'm just gonna sit my ass down for a minute? Where's that? Where's the if I'm not chasing women, I gotta be chasing ass. Real ass, man booty. Where is the I just want to sit and chill, heal, get my shit together before I unload my baggage on some unsuspecting woman?
No, my point was men are getting labeled and framed for little things like if I am chilled and I'm not fucking with any woman and I'm not talking to any women right now at the moment, then they'll be like, oh wait, he must be fucking gay. That's just one.
And that's some bullshit, ain't it?
Yeah, of course it's bullshit. That's what I was saying. That's what I thought we seen eye to eye on.
Now we do, because I clarified it. Because last time, man, we were going and maybe I missed an and, if, but, or something in the sentence.
If a guy, listen, a guy gets a girl's number and he actually calls her and, he's considered thirsty, So if a motherfucker's thirsty, he just can't get nothing. So I mean,
let me ask you a question.
That's another. I mean, let me
ask you a question.
There's so many things that go on, guys.
Right, it does. You're famous. Question: do you think Mike Tyson, that girl? I mean, she showed up slinky dressed at 2 a.m.
No,
what were they gonna do? Play an old Punch Out?
No, that was a whole setup. That was the boxing promoter's name. His name escapes me right now.
Okay, yeah. What about Kobe? I mean, And when do women take personal responsibility? She's supposed to be on the front desk. She's delivering shit to his room as a groupie and got caught up. And then they focused right on Kobe. And then come to find out during the rape kit, she had like 10 other dudes still swimming. That ain't even 24 hours. And that's all raw dog. And I remember where her friend called her a hoe on TV. They were trying to put it on Kobe. And then she had DNA of 10 different men. But Kobe was famous. So they were going to give it to Kobe raw. And I'm sitting here like, wow. I would like but see, it's a slippery slope because if something
there's more than meets the eye on that.
But if something really does happen, I don't want, because I have a daughter, I don't want her to try to tell somebody she was caught up and nobody listened. But what I don't want is a dude who was in a situation and thought everything was cool to get caught up, because we lose years. We can lose our life. We can lose a career. And in the military, they told us, we had plain and simple. If she gets drunk or imbibes alcohol, she can't give consent legally with us. And I'm like, damn, but where do you hook up mostly? Bars, clubs, over drinks. So basically, every time you buy her a drink.
They're just saying that so you guys won't do it, so they don't have to go through the headache of fucking undoing what the fuck y'all did. Yes, but
legally, it's on us. So every time you buy her a drink, you talking yourself out some pussy. Because if you do it, you're done. Oh, baby, drink this. She's like, hey. And then you have to be responsible and say, I love my rank. I love my job. I'll catch you in the morning. So, all I'm saying is be safe. Meet her in the library. Meet her in the grocery store. Meet her when she got the curlers in her hair and imagine her looking good. But when she's out in that hunting outfit with the midriff and the booty and the heels and the titties all up in her neck, she a predator. She hunting. She hunting for attention. She's hunting for something. They say you can't turn them into a housewife. You heard it. I'm trying not to, go with it. But
a whore into a housewife.
But guess what? We all looking for hoes. And they're all looking for opportunities. But the good girls are sitting at home like Velma on Scooby-Doo, thick and nerdy. And they get no play because of them Daphne bitches out there.
Do you really think that that's what's going on today? Maybe one time, but no, today?
I actually think there are some women who go through the same shit you say you're going through now because they have standards or they don't want to do it. And not all of them are fat. Not all of them are ugly. They just don't want to put up with the bullshit.
This is where you just stay silent. You don't say anything.
But
I'm silent. What you talking about?
Right. And I'm saying I don't want to put up with the bullshit, whether you think I'm ugly or not, or I got paid or not. Some people actually, hey, coach, sprain some shit. Let me sit down. Let the other people be in the rat race. You might look and see somebody on the bench and be like, bow, bow. Yeah. But you won't know because you're too busy wherever your dick leads. You like, ooh, over there. Or where's it at, boy? Just don't do it. That's all I'm trying to say. Just don't do it.
Are you guys friends again?
I love him, man. Like I said, some of your best friends you got to fight with. Even if it's verbal. Hit him over the head and hit you back.
I haven't been doing it for quite some time.
Has this been a fight? Because it felt like a monologue.
I talk a lot.
Not really.
It's hard to get a word in with AG. You got to just tell me.
You ask me what I think, and I told you the filter comes off. Fuck everybody. But yeah.
All right. Well, Brendan, what do you got going on? What's the next show coming out with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll be performing on the big comedy showcase at Apotheosis on October 5th. And then I've got a show down in Piedmont, Missouri.
Piedmont?
Yeah.
That's like small town, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a small town. It's at a bar, and that's going to be on November 27th.
The only bar down there, right?
Probably, yeah. But it should be a good time. You know what? You say that? Those rural shows, whether they have them at kind of like the only bar in town or like the
best.
The VFW.
Oh, VFW is always
amazing
cool.
shows. Always great.
So do you ever can you hear me that? Do you ever perform in something so rural that you get kind of scared?
Yes. Yeah, actually the last VFW show I did, I got booked on it last minute. I don't remember where it was. It was about 2 hours north of Cape Girardeau. And I turned down, I got off, it was a 2-lane highway. And my GPS was like, take a right. And I was like, there's no turn coming up.
There's corn.
And then it was like a dirt road. And I was like, and I was very, and I'm a flamboyant person. I dress in a way that suggests that I like dick, and which is fine because I'm.
But did you hear the banjo?
Not opposed by it. Yes.
Oh, damn.
And I'm a fan of banjos.
Oh, damn.
And they were scary banjos.
Yeah.
But I was wearing a lot of pink, and I was like, man, these motherfuckers are gonna kill me.
No, you telling me from Detroit.
What is that?
So what happened when you did your set? Did you have to change your? Obviously, to the audience, you probably had to do different kind of material, right?
You know what? Actually, I really don't try to. I don't try to.
Cater to the audience.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it a little bit, but I've only been doing it for almost 4 years now, so I don't have enough material that I can kind of do 25 minutes and have a different 25 minutes for each different type of audience. Where I will mix it up is in like my crowd work or something like that. So what I did was. I just opened my set and I brought it up and I was like, man, you don't know how much pink you're wearing until you walk into a VFW in the middle of fucking nowhere and there's a dude with a gun in the corner. So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you just kind of address it.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was fun. It was a great show. I had a good time and yeah, it was scary, but
All right, so definitely check them out. You got a YouTube page or TikTok that people can follow you at?
Yeah, so I've got a Twitter account that I try to post on sometimes. It's Brendan Olson Comedy, and then I have a TikTok that you can find a video of my dog humping my head on there that went kind of viral.
Seriously?
Let your dog do that, man.
I didn't let him do it. He just did it, and I happened to be filming. But got about 65,000 views, which was...
So he just rolled up on the vanilla milk dud.
Bruh.
Pawed your shit like this. Looked
My
at you
dog
lovingly.
has no shame.
Did he slap it though? Did he?
He tried. If he had thumbs, I think he would have gone for it. But he has no shame at all. I'm getting him fixed the day he turned 6 months old.
Ouch.
Cutting him right off. But
Ouch.
But yeah, that's just a TikTok, and it's Brendan Olson Comedy.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for listening to the event of AG and being on the show. I try to get just very, like, when we have comedians on, more than just the comedian, because we can talk about kind of different subject matter.
I'm sorry if this is the first real impression you got of me, but I had to accept the challenge.
No,
You're on YouTube, right?
Oh, how's that?
You're on YouTube, right?
No, I'm not actually.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, you don't got no stand-up stuff I can go to and see?
I think I have one stand-up video that I just posted on YouTube because
I think your video is still on our page if you still want it to be.
Yeah. That's still up there for sure. I've got one video from the Helium competition a couple years ago on my comedy Facebook page, which is again just Brendan Olson Comedy. That's from a couple years ago though, and then I've got like a short 5-minute video up on YouTube that I use for submissions to festivals. So,
awesome.
Hey Dustin, I got a new show we might want to do.
What I was going to see if you want to do the comic spotlight again.
No, not that. I just had an epiphany. JMT and I should have a spot. Life lessons from blue balls and a jaded guy. They can call in and they can talk about their shit, and we can openly debate about whether the caller is whatever. So if he says, I'm like this, and he'd be like, yeah, see, that's how it is. And we can just go back and forth.
There's an author with that book. We have an author coming in with that book I'll have you be on that too, I guess. But you got to like pass the torch and let other people talk. You gotta,
I was defending myself.
Oh, yeah.
I need to
defending myself.
A conch and be like, here's a conch for you.
Christopher Lawrence. Yeah, Christopher Lawrence.
Yeah.
I got to call him, yeah.
So, but
I got some shit I want to say, but I've been censored past
No. It's going to pitch the STL live show. So the big thing is, folks, we're going to be moving into Soulful Illusion Studios and doing a lot of cool shows, and I'm going to bring the comic spotlight back, and hoping to have Tommy Dangerfield as the host MC of that. So
Tommy's so funny.
Yeah.
Tommy's my man. I like him. Yeah. Tommy, you watching, man?
So, but I was going to make it so. This is my idea. Tell me if you think this is dumb, Brendan. So instead of judges, so like if you go up, right, and you do your performance and there's 3 people, then you go and rotate into like the judges thing. So like the people in the competition are the judges.
Okay.
So it's going to get kind of brutal, right?
That's interesting.
It'll be a little bit of a kind of a roast or whatever,
Sure.
Because you're not going to be too positive on, your competition, right?
Yeah. No, that's. I think that's fun. I think that's a good idea. I think.
So you just rotate in. So then the judges are actually. It's like last comic standing.
You're gonna get the truth. You a little bit. But
you were good, but I think my set was better. I don't know if I would vote for you.
I don't think you should actually vote for yourself.
Yeah. So that's,
Brendan, you like hot stuff?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, we do a hot peanut challenge. You ever see the
Yes.
hot chip challenge thing?
Yeah, sure.
But see, I do it simple because everybody can't take the hell he put you through. So we get you another comedian up here. Y'all do sort of a joke for joke, and then we give you a peanut to see if you could.
How do you do with spicy foods, man?
I'm great with spicy.
Don't warn them off. Don't warn them off.
No, I'm good.
No,
Have you seen the Hot One show? What they do the hot sauce?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hot like that. It's raw.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the one chip challenge.
Yeah.
for
Okay,
sure, yeah.
have you done it?
No, I haven't done it.
So these peanuts are, from Hades' ass. I'm telling you. And
Hades ass.
so you do one at a time the way he had us do it, so it builds up.
Eating nuts and ass at the same time, it's my dream come true.
Hey, but I had a couple of poets
I
on.
would probably die, so that's why.
No, you good, man. I had a couple of poets on, and they had their poems. So they had to do a poem. So they did with all swag, they did one poem. Came back, we were talking and stuff. And then I think the second time they did the second poem. And then the third round was, can you spit that fire? So they had the good poem at the end. So they each had to, and what's funny is I actually told them the shit was ungodly hot.
Yeah.
They didn't believe me. I talked so much shit on it. They're like, yo, he's bullshitting. And they pop it in. I had to chew it for so many seconds to swallow. And then they had to do their piece. Let's just say I never heard the end of those poems. But that's kind of what I want to invite you to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I've eaten the world's hottest ramen or whatever it was a couple years ago. And then I ate was a ghost pepper by itself, and then I've cooked with the hottest pepper.
The Reaper.
The Reaper, yeah. I've cooked with a California Reaper before. I used to cut a little bit up and put it in my ramen. So I'm pretty familiar with hot stuff. I'm pretty good about it.
And you handled it well?
I did okay. I wasn't upset about it.
We did the Carolina Reaper, and fuck, dude, I was done.
I mean, I haven't eaten a whole one.
That
That sounds like death, but
we broke it up in 4 pieces. But yeah, it was brutal. But
yeah,
we'll definitely get you back on.
Sure.
I'd love you to be part of the whole network and just come through here all the time. So
absolutely, that'd be wonderful.
So
all right.
We also need writers, so I'm going to talk to you.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Well, he's going to get pitched when we hit stop here. He's going to get pitched a lot. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the Daily Dirt with Dustin Diggs and like the Arts United Network. Bye.
Go, 420 brand clothing.